Thanks for staying with us. So just some days ago, the Lagos State government, through the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Dr. Tunji Bello, alerted the public on an impending heavy rainfall in September and October, and I think even on the way to November. They want the residents to be wary of possible flooding in some parts of the state. The expected rainfall will be aggravated by the release of 18 million cubic liters of water in September. That's next month. And then I think by October, we're having that 23 million cubic liters of water in the next month. Now it's coming from the Osun River, with Lagos bearing the brunt. You know, we're the closest to Atlantic Ocean. So to discuss more on this impending flood is the PEMSEC, Office of Drainage Services and Water Resources Engineer Nuruddin Shodendi. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Good to have you on the show. So your government dropped this information on us, I think about last week or so, and asking us to begin to relocate. And we're thinking, how can we? Where do we go to? Are you going to provide us relocation points? Exactly. What do we do? You're giving us this bad news.
Well, it's not a bad news. I'll call it an early warning announcement, which is part of what anybody internationally accepts as part of governance. When you have an information, it's good to share it. Perhaps when you have nothing, it's a natural thing that will happen. You can't hold nature. Nature will take its due course. But the best you can do is to plan for the natural event not to affect you negatively. And you have to protect yourself and your property. If it needs relocation, I think everybody needs to be proactive and to do the needful. But that being that as it may, we're not just saying relocate. We're only saying be careful. We're passing on that this is going to happen. This might happen. This could happen. It couldn't. It might not. Whichever. But we're saying, please be careful, be wary, and let everybody play a role in this. That is the bottom line for the press conference.
Thanks for the warning. I know that you already said it would be in September and later in October. Can we have specific dates? Because I remember from what happened last year, 2 years ago, people's cars got flooded. So if we know they'll be releasing it in 2 or 3 days, we will not take our cars home. Those that live in those areas, they won't drive to the house. That's on a lighter note. But aside from clearing drainages, which we hear, you would advise that, it's because Nigerians are dumping, maybe we're not clearing enough drainages. What can be done on a larger scale, maybe doing dredging of our waterways to allow this occasional release not be as terrible as the experience we tend to have when it happens?
Thank you very much. Let me quickly share some data. The real problem we have, this issue is not with urban flooding. Urban flooding is when you have is when you have people dumping refuse in channels that aggravates the problem. But this is a river flooding, natural phenomenon. Okay. Lagos, for your information, is the most downstream. When I say downstream, the most lower part of 8 major rivers coming from Oyo, Osun, and Ogun State. So every drop of rain that falls in this, even some parts of Kwara and Benin Republic, every drop of rain fall up north of Lagos is coming to Lagos, into Badagry Creek, Lagos Lagoon, Lekki Lagoon, and the Ekpe Lagoon. So all this volume is what is coming into Lagos. Some years ago, 2 dams were constructed along River Ogun and Oyon River. The Oyon Dam has a capacity of 270 million cubic meters per day. Capacity. Wow. But look, even the figure you gave us for September only, 18 million cubic meters is what they will discharge every day. Whoa. If you multiply that by 30, that gives you 540 million cubic meters. That is twice the capacity of the dam. Okay. The dam cannot hold it. So it has to be released. Wow. So it's natural. Right. Dredging the channel cannot provide such a volume. Right. You understand? Right. So that is why God in his infinite design wisdom had provided floodplains for such events. But unfortunately, Lagos is fast growing. People are coming to Lagos, they need to leave. We have seen incursion into these floodplains.
Yes.
People in Magodo won't get flooded.
At all.
And people in Sherry North will get flooded.
Yes.
People in Agoi and Blacks will get flooded.
Okay.
Because these are natural floodplains that we have lived in.
Sir,
this natural event will happen.
I'd like you to highlight the safe places, because in the papers we've seen all the places that will be affected. Could you give us those safe places so that we can carry our cars there, or go and hang out if we have family members there, go and live with them for the next few months? Where are the safest places? I know Magodo is safe. In fact, I know that one is safe. Where else is safe in Lagos State?
It's safe within the...
The most likely areas that will get this effect of river flooding are areas very close to River Ogo. Right from Alagbole in Ifakojaye, the areas around Iju will have some, taste of this river flooding event. Areas of along Kara, the Kara Bridge, along Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, Isheri, Channels TV. I mean, all along the coast of the Ogo River. Then another issue that happens between October and September and November is that we see the sea level rising so high because of the intensity of the rainfall. And this equally raises the level of the lagoon. So areas around the lagoon coast will have some level of backflow from the lagoon. Coastal areas of Lekki up to Bedulekki, Ikorodu, Ikoyi, VI. So these are areas that could feel these flood impact. So asking for safe areas are any other area apart from these areas are safe from this river flooding.
Okay, all right.
I'm really being, because this is just a natural phenomenon of the river that we're witnessing now.
All right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation with you. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We still have Engineer Nuruddin Shodende with us, Special Advisor, PEMSEC for Ministry of Water Resources. Yes, Mariam?
Yes, so my worry is not cars, really. My worry is human beings. And especially, I'm thinking about schools in those areas, especially as government has said, children should go back to schools. Is there like a shelter that has been created or will be created, knowing that this is a natural occurrence, it will occur every year, and people may not have places to go, like a shelter that they can stay for the 2 to 3 months this is happening before they can go back to their homes?
Thank you. Government is really looking into the possibility of providing that alternative housing arrangement. I believe the Ministry of Science and Tech, through the agency, Lagos State Emergency Management Authority, has something in the works, because we are engaging them at the moment, preparing them to make the 3 facilities, not 2, 2 facilities are already existing, the one at Igodo and at Agbowa. A new one is under construction somewhere in that Agbowa axis as well. So these facilities will be made available in due course for anybody that wishes to take benefit of such an opportunity. Yes, government is going to make available such interim arrangements.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you concerning the new bill that is going to be going to the House of Assembly that will be giving the control of all the waterways to the federal government, the executive. So you're an engineer and you're in the Lagos, you're permanent secretary within Lagos State in the Water Resources Department. What's your opinion of this, and how best do you think we should handle it? Should we be giving control of our waters to the executive, or shouldn't it be domiciled within the states?
Well, when you say executive, are you talking about the federal government?
Federal.
Yes,
right?
Federal.
I want to get you clearly.
Federal.
Thank you. Well, I think in a federal setting, governance is about devolution of power to the states. The state government will have a standpoint on that. Waterways at best is best managed by the local arrangement, as a state arrangement. We are close to the people, we know what they want, we know what best fits the purpose of the state. What Lagos State needs the waterways for. might not be what Ogun State or any other state in the country or even Delta rivers need their own waterways for. What kind of waterways do we have? We have a lagoon system and some rivers. Other states have rivers. So the federal cannot hold on to all these resources and all these assets and control. Each state should determine what it fits for its purpose and determine what it best fits its people.
Fantastic.
I mean, internationally, that is the way it is. Every state government should determine what their people, should best enjoy.
Thank you very much. Let me take this call. Kalu, are you still there?
Yeah, Morayo, good
Thanks
morning.
for calling. Go ahead, please. You're live.
Yeah, I had a question with the Honorable Pamsec concerning the issue of this flooding and so on. I want to ask him a question clearly, that why every time we come on to this issue again, why can't Lagos State be prepared, like after this one, another one will come up again? I could remember what happened in our channels area, that is Sherry, that made me to lose my property in other environment. Until now, nothing could have been done with this. For example, I've been in Germany more than 50 times, or more than 20 times. Hamburg don't have seaports. There's no river. Hamburg is like Kano State. They channel seaport to Hamburg. That is automatically giving a credit to the Western world. Why can't Lagos State, they have so much money, they have so many things to take this issue of this, to do it.
All right. Thank you very much, Kalu. I think you've had your question. Sir, would you like to take that, please?
Now, Mr. Kalu, good morning. Lagos State hasn't got so much money to fix all the problems. Let's start from that. But let me just tell you what is required. The problem we have is not the problem of it happening every year. The problem is the incursion of development in natural habitat for water. To prevent this river flooding, it will require so many options. One, either we relocate everybody permanently and regenerate the land and we raise the land so high that when it rains, the river alignment is enough to take that volume, and we are so high up like Magodo. That's like filling the entire place like 6 meters. I'll give you an example. In 2012, the Lagos-Ikorodu Road was submerged, if you recall, before the road was elevated. Now the road was raised higher than the water level. It never gets submerged again. So that is one solution for making sure that there's no flooding of this entire alignment, this area. Secondly, we have people, you mentioned Hamburg and all those things. If you know the cost of doing a dike, Hamburg is surrounded by a dike system. That means we have to dike the entire Ogun River as it passes through Lagos into the lagoon, dike the lagoon coast. We are trying to create a fence of dikes around the habited areas. These runs into billions of dollars that I don't think Lagos has that kind of money.
Right.
So it's not a year thing. So, but water management has to do with management and planning. Even Houston, New Orleans, and when they have their own events, people are relocated and brought back.
Okay,
these are things that happen when it's natural.
Right. Let me take this call from Samuel from Nairobi, Kenya. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Morayo.
Morning. Thanks for calling. Go ahead. You're live.
And the entire parliamentarian. I want to react to the former issue on the student died in another plot.
Yes, it's your view. Let it count.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear him.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very clearly. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Now, I want to register my disclosure with the public officer that spoke on the same issue. Having said that we have been monitoring the same matter since 2012 online without doing anything. If from there you can judge the non-governmental government official we are having in Nigeria. If you have been seeing an issue, you...
Okay, so he was talking about that, and Cyprus, Northern Cyprus, and what the spokesman had said was that many of these things are not being sent. No petition was given to the commission. That's probably why they haven't been able to address it earlier. That they cannot address anything that doesn't come to their table. Now, going back to Engineer Nuruddin, we've seen many countries where they've had natural disasters. So we've seen that when it's time for summer, many homes pad up their windows, knowing that they might have blizzards. When it's time for winter, I do apologize. When it's time for winter, many pad up their windows because of possible blizzards. When it's time for this, in areas where they have tsunamis, where you have California fire. So there's ample preparation for these natural disasters. I think what the Lagosians are worried about is that we're not giving enough. It hasn't become a culture where we now know, okay, set at this period, we must begin to get ready for these floods. So is that information we're not getting enough of, I believe the Lagosians are saying? Do you think your commission has provided us enough time to prepare for these floods?
I believe we have. The commissioner and the special advisor have held, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 press conferences on this same issue of preparing Lagosians for the rainfall event. We've enumerated, even before the rain started in, I think, March, we had the first press briefing when NIMET gave us the rainfall prediction for the year.
Yes.
And we told Lagos we're going to have 260 days of rainfall thereabout, giving each local government details and everything. The commissioner enumerated all these details. Around, I think, June again, we did another one that the rains are here now. These are the things we ought to be doing because it's a handshake. We need to engage every stakeholder. Now that, sometime in August this month again, now we know that September is a peak for the river. Early in the year, it was urban flooding, normal rainfall, and we were prepared for that. We cleaned most of the channels that are critical, and we did some level of construction. So we told the people what we're doing and what we wanted them to do. That's why you could allude to the fact that we kept saying, don't dump refuse in the drainage. That is for the urban flooding. Yeah. But now we are saying there is river flooding coming.
Okay.
Please, let's do this and that. The press conference has been coming in and coming in like that. Right. And we keep doing jingles about the issue of this. We've done specific jingles for the river flooding. We did some for urban flooding. And yes, it can be improved. The intensity can be more, but we are open to always
let me take this call.
Engage stakeholders.
Alaji Subera, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Hello, Mona.
Yes, you're live. Yes, you're live. Go ahead. Alaji, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Please, I just want to make an input to this Lagos expectation of water. I just want to direct the question to the Honorable Pansek.
Yes. Go ahead, sir, please.
Okay. So what I'm saying is this, especially in Lagos State, I want the Pansek is to address the issue of our system of living, especially the way. Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm saying is this. I want the Pansek to make an input to this issue. The way our people is living in Lagos State, especially the way people dump refuse, you find that most of the refuse, most of the gutters, most of the drainage is full of plastic and waste. Yeah. What is the Lagos State doing about this?
Okay.
It's very.
Okay, so you talked about drainage earlier, but let Madam add a question to that.
Yes, Engineer, you were talking about the different solutions that Lagos State has to address this problem on a long term. And I'm wondering why, and the first one you talked about relocating people from the floodplains. Is this a conversation that Lagos State is having seriously? And what is the challenges that has stopped you from the Lagos State enforcing this solution?
Sorry, wrong use of word. Enforcing. Yes. When it comes to stakeholders, you don't enforce. You partner. This is supposed to be a partnership.
Okay.
Governance is about partnering with the people. We're not enforcing. These are, as illegal as they are still our people. So we have to consider their interests first. So before we pick on the one solution, there's a need to look at all the solutions, all the alternatives available to government and pick the best. No one solution will fit all the location. The solution for fishery north might not fit Agboyi, might not fit Agility, but it's a plan that we have on a very large scale that we will need to implement at a micro scale. I don't know that make any sense there. Yeah. It's a mega program that will be implemented at a micro scale. So it's a conversation we're having at the government level, whereby we identify all these areas. Yesterday, we started an ESCO presentation on this issue, and we've been directed to go ahead and start coming up with a plan of action that we feel we need to do. A feasibility has to be done for each of these locations to identify how best to solve. So I can't tell you here right now that this is what we're going to do for everybody, but we will be engaging every catchment on a catchment basis to engage the stakeholders. We're not fighting, we're not enforcing. When I say relocate, I'm not saying relocate them out of where they own. It's going to be more like an urban regeneration. Okay. Right now, we're having a slum settlement in these areas. Let's see how we can improve on their livelihood. So it's going to be an ongoing conversation. Right. We won't do it. Let me let you go at this time. On the people. Let me let you go at this time, sir. Thank you very much for helping us out on this. We'll be speaking with the PAMSEC Office of the Drainage Services and Water Resources Engineer Nuruddin Shudendi. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this morning. Right, so go ahead.
It's a serious topic, but putting a lighter spin on something that is very important that everybody that lives at. If you live along Kara, if you can see water from your window, water view people, if you are seeing water, then you should run away from water because water is coming into your house very soon. Honestly, so that we don't end up seeing pictures online that are really, really gory of electric, your TV getting immersed, appliances getting immersed. Move your things to the top floor if you live in a story building. If not, relocate your
human casualties
out of the house.
Yeah, yes. The human casualties are really, that's what's so scary for me. And sometimes I feel that you may need to take draconian measures to make sure that we don't have those casualties repeated through the year.
In addition to that, as I've tried to say earlier, there is the issue of drainage, which we complain we are at fault, government also at fault because they need to ensure they clear the drainages. That is a different issue. There's an issue of natural occurrence, which is what the PAMSEC just said. There are two different things. So natural occurrence, the water will come either you have the facility or the infrastructure or not. It will still come. Just like other countries, they have the tsunami-prone areas, the typhoons, they have the flooding, they have the fire, they have the various weathers that they have, and the people are told ahead of time that this is coming, or winter is coming, prepare, cover up, the blizzard is going to, we're expecting blizzards. Ensure that your areas are well cared for. So the same thing here, the government is telling us that flood is coming. So if you're in these certain areas, prepare for it so that you can then ensure that there are no lives lost, no properties are lost. That I think is critical. So there are different issues, drainage, natural occurrence, two different separate issues. Either way, government and our people must prepare. On that note, have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
You can watch Your View on TVC every Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Nigerian time on DSTV channel 418, GOTV channel 27 and channel 47, StarTimes channel 121 and channel 307, Play TV channel 801 and channel 190, UHF 49, Sky channel 515 for UK viewers. Watch live on Facebook at TVC Connect and on our website tvcentertainment.tv/livestream.